G'day traders, John from Crypto Candlestick Trading. Just doing an update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets, and a little bit of US stuff in there as well. Just having a look here at Bitcoin, and we can see what we've done here, but we're now under the 200 and on the 9, but under the 21 as well. So we're kind of like in this sideways sort of a movement here. I'll just get rid of some of these drawings so we can see it a bit better. Gone up and over, but anyway, now we're underneath, and we've tried and pushed, and it looks like we've been rejected at the 200 and the 21. So there's quite a bit of resistance at that area. But then again, we do have both moving averages pointing up. But if I bring this over here a little bit, we can see that there's an increase in selling volume down at these lows as well. So, that's not, there's quite a few things that aren't positive for this thing if it was going to be an uptrending market. And, so it is showing a lot of resistance and hesitation as it tries to get up and over. But if we have a look at this here, that's the left shoulder, the potential head, and the potential right shoulder. This is actually looking like good weakness on this right shoulder. So if this plays out for another 1 or 2 or maybe 3 weeks time, and we get a little quick pop to the top before our decline, that would be good. I don't really know if it's all that ready yet at this stage here to be starting the decline. We could actually even go short here with our stops above there. It is reasonably risky, but anyway, that's so the sort of thing that I'm after here is a decline or some sort of a weakness on the right hand shoulder here, so that we can actually look for shorting opportunities in the market. So that's it on the weekly chart. Let's just go and have a look at some of these on the weekly chart as well, and see exactly what they're doing here. So we'll have a look at ADA. I saw ADA was looking actually quite negative on the daily chart too. But we can see here we're under all the moving averages. We had an engulfing here at like there's pretty good support happened down here, like it's gone there and bought up. Here we couldn't stay below it. It's bought back. We can see here this massive big candle, and then it started buying back about 45%. Then it went up here and bought back and sold off about 60%. As soon as it hit the 50, it rejected and then it's come back down. So all it's done is come back down on this previous support here, and we're down at those lows again. So, but we've got a lot of things that are pointing down in these markets. This is it on the weekly chart. So here under all the major moving averages again, all the moving averages are pointing down. Same kind of thing happened here again on Matic. I really do like Matic for a for a long-term position, but this to me doesn't look like it's over. It's still showing signs of decline. Whether that decline happens, in the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months, it's still showing signs of decline. So we need to be ready for both. Here we go. We're still making solid lows at this stage here. Ripple. Same again. So here we've that nice big exuberant pop up the top, and then that's the sort of thing that happens. Whether this is at the bottom of a trend or the top of a trend, you get the same result. Here, exuberance right from the start. Even this is a light form of exuberance, but this is massive exuberance. Solana. So here we've had a nice break above it, and we're struggling to stay above it here. Above the major moving averages. It seems to be a little bit of a indecision here, but we do have like what's called a golden cross, where we have the moving averages breaking through the other moving averages, which is to indicate that we're going to be heading up from here. But all the moving averages are pointing down. We're showing weakness at the top here, so previous support becomes new resistance, and that's exactly what's happened there. And we've come up again, and this doesn't look like the way a bull market starts. We can see here there's lackluster. There's just there's nothing solid about the takeoff. Let's have a look at VeChain. And the same with VeChain, like under all the major moving averages. Stellar Lumens, it's had a nice big pop there, exuberance, and then look at the result. AAVE, I really do like this one. Here, we've just popped up the top there, and now we're closed below. So here, this is rejection at the 50 straight away. Rejection at the 50, rejection at the 50. And each time, it's had the same kind of result. Will this reach $50 again, back at the same support near $50? Let's have a look at the S&P 500. And so the S&P 500, I like it. It's come down here on the 50. Previous resistance becomes new support. Would have liked to close above the 9 there, but in any case, this is still showing very good signs for a positive market. And the same here. Look at this, perfect looking reversals. Like all that buying that's come back in here, increasing volumes. Even though this is overbought, this could come back up and still remain in overbought. So it's not a big problem that we're in overbought at this stage here. Actually, I'll just look at one more Nvidia, and yeah. So anyway, that, perfect looking. $180 up to $450. That's a nice looking run. This is the sort of run that we're after, and like this could actually very well take off again and keep on going. But I would have liked it to come back down and find support around about $350. Somewhere like that would be good. Let's just have a look at that and see what it looks like there. Something like that. If it came back down and found support on there, that would be even better. For some sort of a buy, like candlestick reversal buy here or something. So I'll just go back to the crypto markets and let's have a look at the daily chart now that we've seen the weekly charts. And here on the daily chart, so we're going to increase in selling volume again. So this is clear as day, distribution day. And so on the weekly chart, we're under the 200, and on the daily chart, we're under the 200. And every time we come a pop above it, we've got selling that happens straight away. So this is actually turning out to be a nice right-hand shoulder that's showing weakness all over it, which is really good. So what I'd actually like to see is this trend line be broke, or like something like that, or even a pop up there and a perfect looking shooting star, or some sort of reversal pattern engulfing, closing below this trending line, or the 9 EMA. They're the sort of things that I'm looking at for this kind of a reversal sort of a pattern. Now, one thing I do like to look at, let's have a look at 80. I saw this as a good example this morning. So one thing I do like to look at, I'll get rid of some of these drawings and I'll just change it over. So one of the main things that we're looking for, especially down in these lows, is low, high, high, low, high, high. So let's just have a look at that on the... So this here will make it a lot easier for us to see that. So we've got a low, a higher low than the previous low, and now we've got a higher high, which is breaking this high here. So this red line here that's the break. This the line when it went through here is the break of the higher high. So we've got low, high, high, low, higher high, bang. Now this is good. So what I'll be looking for here is a pullback to this previous resistance becomes new support, and looking for engulfing to the north side from here if we're going to be going long. But what's actually happened is, we've confirmed an uptrend here. We've got a low, high, high, low, high, high, which is the confirmation of an uptrend. Breaking moving averages is even better. But now we've just come straight back below that, and we've closed and now trading below this, which is basically said this could actually be a base on top of a base. But this is showing weakness right from the start. And where Bitcoin is now, I would not be buying this to be going long. As far as I'm concerned here, it's gone from low, high, high, low, high, high, and we've failed. We've come back down and we've closed below this previous line here. So this to me says that we've failed. If this was a bull market, let's say this is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's resting in this kind of area here for a potential buy, then I'll be looking at all these other top ones. If this was Bitcoin, I'll be looking at ADA, Quant, Matic, all these other ones here to see if they're doing the same ones and which ones were ready to be buying coming out of this chart pattern here. So this is the sort of thing that I'm looking at all the time. Low, high, high, low. It needs to confirm an uptrend before we can even look at starting to enter this market. In most cases anyway, not unless we're buying the actual candlestick reversal like the candle. Which we can do, they do show up and we do identify those. But this here is the confirmation of an uptrend. And so now let's go back to the candlesticks. And we can see here that we've gone a high, low, low, high, high, low, and a higher high. Exuberance here with no rest. So what I'd like to see is it come up to the 50, have a couple of days rest or something like that, and then pop. Here, we've got the biggest day at the top, which, and this is the result that you usually get from those kind of biggest days at the top. But anyway, this is actually looking good for more of a decline. So as this comes down, for this one here, I'd love to be picking this up at about 17 cents. That's around about where my target is, around about the 17. Well, I mean, if it gets down to 15 too low, that's even better. But I'll be starting to buy when it gets to about 17 cents and lower. If it does do that, that's where I'm targeting. So that's on ADA. And now Quant. Let's just have a look at Quant on this one here. So here clearly we can see we're making highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows. So here we've got a high, low, lower high, and a lower low. And so far it still looks like we're going to be making a lower low. Matic. Let's have a look at that one. And so here, so now we can see Matic. Let's just draw a trend line there. So I've got a low, a high, a double bottom almost, but it looks like a fraction higher than the previous one. And now we've gone up and broken a new high. So previous resistance becomes new support, but we've broken below it. Failed. So this is a no-go. Near. Let's have a look at that. So the same here with near. It's gone up, it's tried, and it's failed at the 50. No good. And $1.03 for near. I remember when near was like $1.50, and people were talking about dollar cost averaging into it then, but I just couldn't really see. It's gone up to $20. I want to see this under $1 before I start really dollar cost averaging into near. This one here, it's trickled up the major moving averages, and now it's failed. So we've got an attempt up there and now down. So Solana, so Solana's looking pretty good actually. Low, high, high, low, and a high, high. If this was to pull back to this black line here around about the 200, even give us a week down there and then take off, that'd be good. So this is the sort of thing here: low, high, high, low, and a higher high. Break of this here, we just confirm new uptrend above the 50. Looking for entries in around here. for that run there. So if it comes down here and does the same again, we could look for entries in that. Let's have a look at that on the candlesticks. So low, high, high, low, high, high. So we've even got a macro one in there. It's come back down here, found support, but here we haven't got support on this on the medium term trend. But if it comes down to here and finds support there, I'll be looking for long positions at that stage. If crypto was in a bull market. So Bitcoin at this stage here does not look like that. It's in a bull market. It kind of does, but there's a lot of selling that's happened up here. So we've got previous support becomes new resistance, which is what it's done. A lot of selling that's happened here. So we'll just have to wait and see. Not in a rush to jump on anything at this stage here. Not until the market tells us that yes, it's good to go. All right, traders, I'll leave it there. That's enough. And if you have any questions with the charts, please let me know. And I'll talk to you again soon. See you.